Hi guys, good day, it's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about simplifying rational algebraic expressions. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So I will give you 7 examples class for you to really understand this one. And we'll be answering this one class step by step. Once again class, this is just part 1 of our video because the part 2 of our video class is still simplifying rational algebraic expression. But this will be quite complicated class, and then we are using special products to simplify the following expressions. So once again class, with regards to the parts of our video class, I will just put the link on the description down below. Feel free to see the video class. Alright, so let's start with example number 1. So let me just erase this one class because we don't have enough space. We will have our solution class in this part. So we will be explaining this one class step by step. So let me just erase numbers 4 to 7. Alright, so let's start with example number 1. Once again class, if you're dealing with rational algebraic expressions, both numerator and denominator are polynomials. To make it short class, we are dealing with fractions. Polynomial in the numerator and another polynomial in the denominator. So let's start with example number 1 class. Let's simplify this one. 12m over 21n. So first thing that you need to do, you check first the number. Can we divide 12 by 21? Can we divide 12 by 21? Nope. 12 divided by 21, you will get a decimal answer. Once again class, you are not allowed to have a decimal answer with this one. Can we divide 12 by 21? Nope. We cannot divide 12 by 21 because we will get a decimal answer. Next question, can we reduce 12 and 21? Is there a greatest common factor with regards to 12 and 21? Yup. What would be the greatest common factor of 12 and 21? You think of a number class in which that number is divisible by 12 and divisible by 21. That number can be divided by 12, can be divided by 21. Common to 12 and 21. What's that number class? That's correct. That would be 3, right? We can divide 12 by 3. We can also divide 21 by 3. So therefore, 12 divided by 3, that's 4. 21 divided by 3, that would be 7. Can we reduce 4 over 7? Nope, we cannot reduce. Once again, class, you check first the numbers. Can we divide 12 by 21? Nope, you cannot divide 12 by 21. You will get a decimal answer, and you're not allowed to have a decimal answer. Next question, can we reduce 12 and 21? Yup, we can reduce 12 and 21. By what means, sir? To find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor of 12 and 21, that would be 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 21 divided by 3, that would be 7. So therefore, this will be 4 over 7. Now, with regards to the variable, can we divide m and n? Nope, we cannot divide m and n. So therefore, simply copy m, simply copy n. That's it, class. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 1. Easy, right? For number 1, so our answer, we have 4m over 7n. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 1. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 2. Alright, so example number 2, our given, we have 18 over 6 x cubed, x, y raised to the power of 5, y raised to the power of 3. Alright, so first question, can we divide 18 by 6? 18 divided by 6. What's the answer, class? That's correct, that would be equal to 3. Alright, do you still remember, class, the quotient rule? If they have the same base, x cubed divided by x, if they have the same base, simply copy the base, copy x, subtract the exponent. So understood that there's 1 here. So that would be 3 minus 1. And then same y, copy y, subtract the exponent, 5 minus 3. So therefore, our final answer, that would be 3, copy x, 3 minus 1 is 2, copy y, 5 minus 3, that would be 2. So therefore, our answer, we have 3x squared, y squared. That's it, class. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 2. I hope you still remember, class, the quotient rule. If they have the same base, same x, copy x, subtract the exponent, same y, copy y, subtract the exponent. So this will be our answer, class. We have 3x squared, y squared. All set. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 3. Alright, so example number 3, our given, we have 45a cubed b squared over negative 9a b raised to the power of 6. So check first the number. Can we divide 45 by 9? Yup, 45 divided by negative 9. Now, since this is negative, positive divided by negative is negative. 45 divided by 9, that would be equal to 5. Once again, class, positive 45 divided by negative 9, the answer is negative 5. If you're dividing unlike signs, the answer is always negative. 45 divided by negative 9, that would be negative 5. Same base for A, copy A, subtract the exponent 3 minus 1, understood that there's 1 here. 3 minus 1, so 3 minus 1. And then same base for B, copy B, subtract the exponent 2 minus 6. So this will be equal to negative 5, A raised to the power of 2, and then B raised to the power of 2 minus 6. What's the answer, class? 2 minus 6. That's correct. That would be negative 4. 6 is greater than 2. We copy the sign of 6. Once again, class, positive 2, negative 6. If the signs are not the same, subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. Now, 6 is greater than 2. We copy the sign of 6. That would be negative 4. Now, since we have a negative exponent, so therefore, class, this is not yet the simplified form. We are not allowed, class, that we have a negative exponent. So therefore, simply put this one on the denominator and then the exponent will be positive. Once again, class, the long method, class, if you still remember, negative 5a squared, we get the reciprocal, understood that there's 1 here. So get the reciprocal, that would be times 1 over b raised to the power of 4. Once again, class, you are not allowed, class, that you have a negative exponent. To simplify this one, get the reciprocal, understood that there's 1 here over 1. Reciprocal, class, this 1 will be the numerator, and this b raised to the power of negative 4, it will be on the denominator. The exponent, class, will be positive. And then simply multiply negative 5 times 1, that would be negative 5. Simply copy a squared over, understood that there's 1 here, 1 times b raised to the power of 4, that would be b raised to the power of 4. So this will be our final answer, class. But once again, class, it will take time. Just remember this one, class. If you have a negative exponent on the numerator, simply put this one on the denominator and the exponent will be positive. Simple as that, class. If you have a negative exponent on the numerator, simply put that one on the denominator and the exponent will be positive. Now, if you have a negative exponent on the denominator, put that one on the numerator and the exponent will be positive. Let me give you an example, class. If I will say a raised to the power of 3, b raised to the power of negative 3, c raised to the power of negative 5. How will you simplify this one, class? Simplify. Now, to simplify this one, class, since this is positive exponent, simply copy a cube. This is positive exponent, nothing to do with a cube, class. This is positive exponent. Now, since this is negative exponent, you put this one on the denominator and the exponent will be positive. Now, since this is negative exponent, this is on the denominator, simply put this one on the numerator and the exponent will be positive. Simple as that, class. Once again, class, if you have negative exponent on the numerator, put that one on the denominator and the exponent will be positive. Now, if you have a negative exponent on the denominator, put that one on the numerator and the exponent will be positive. Simple as that, class. Okay, I hope it's clear for you, class. Alright, so we simply put this one on the denominator. Once again, class, there are so many students, class, they are so confused. Sir, can we put negative 5 on the denominator? Nope, you can never put negative 5 on the denominator because the exponent of negative 5, understood there is positive 1 here. Once again, class, the exponent of any number, understood that would be positive 1. Therefore, class, do not put this negative 5 on the denominator. This is just sign. The exponent, class, is positive 1. I hope you're not confused, class. Negative 3, the exponent is positive 1. So, never put this negative 5 on the denominator because the exponent is positive 1. So, only this one, class. So, this will be our final answer. We have negative 5a squared. Put this one on the denominator. That would be b raised to the power of 4. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 3. So, our answer, we have negative 5a squared over b raised to the power of 4. All set. All set, class. All set with regards to example number 3. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 4. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 4. So our given, we have 18 x cubed y raised to the power of 4 z over 12x y raised to the power of 2 z raised to the power of 5. Okay, so you check first the numbers. Can you divide 18 by 12? Can we divide class 18 by 12? Nope, you can never divide at one class. 18 divided by 12, you will get a decimal answer. You're not allowed class to have a decimal answer. Now, next question class, can we reduce 18 and 12? Yup, we can reduce. What would be the greatest common factor class of 18 and 12? What's the answer class? That's correct, that would be 6, right? We can divide 18 by 6. We can also divide 12 by 6. So, 18 divided by 6, that would be 3. 12 divided by 6, that would be 2. So, this will be 3 over 2. Once again, class, you can never divide 18 by 12. You will get a decimal answer. Instead, class, you need to reduce. Find the greatest common factor, and that would be 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3. 12 divided by 6, that would be 2. Alright, so same base for x, copy x, subtract the exponents. We put this one on the numerator, so x, 3 minus 1. Same base for y, copy y, subtract the exponent. So once again, class, understood that there's 1 here, 3 minus 1. Copy y, subtract the exponent, 4 minus 2. And then same base for z, copy z, and then understood that there's 1 here, 1 minus 5. So we don't have enough space, class. I hope you see this one. So 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 4 minus 2, and then 1 minus 5. Alright, so this will be equal to 3 over 2. And then x, copy x, 3 minus 1, that would be 2. Copy y, 4 minus 2, that would be 2. Copy z, 1 minus 5, that would be equal to, once again, class, 1 minus 5. What's the answer, class? Is it positive 4? Nope, it should be negative 4. 5 is greater than 1. Once again, class, unlike signs, positive 1, negative 5, subtract 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 is greater than 1, we copy the sign of 5. That would be negative 4. This is negative 4, alright? Is this our final answer? Nope, it should never be our final answer, class, because we're not allowed to have a negative exponent. This is negative 4. This is on the numerator, simply put this one on the denominator. So therefore, our final answer, we have 3 over 2, copy x squared, copy y squared. This is negative 4, z raised to the power of negative 4. Put this one on the denominator, and then the exponent will be positive. So that would be z raised to the power of positive 4. That's it, class. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 4. So our answer, we have 3 over 2, x squared, y squared, z raised to the power of 4. All set. All set, class, with regards to example number 4. Alright, so let's proceed now to example number 5. Alright, so our given, that would be 10x squared minus 15x over 5x. Alright, so you check first the numerators. Can we factor out 10x squared minus 15x? Yup, we can factor this out. So 10x squared minus 15x. So what would be the greatest common factor, class, of 10 and 5? That's correct, that would be 5, right? We can divide 10 by 5, we can also divide 15 by 5. Now for x squared and x, what would be the greatest common factor, class, of x squared and x? That's correct. Simply select the variable with the least exponent. So therefore, we'll be selecting x. Because the exponent of x is just 1. So therefore, that would be x. Once again, class. With regards to the number, the greatest common factor of 10 and 15, that would be 5. And then for the variable, select the variable with the least exponent. So that would be x. And then simply divide this one. 10x squared, divide 5x. 10x squared, divide 5x. 10 divided by 5 is 2. X squared divided by x, that would be x. Simply subtract the exponent. 2 minus 1, that would be 1. That would be 2x raised to the power of 1, so, or that would be equal to 2x. So, open parentheses and then 2x. Alright, and then simply divide this one. Negative 15x divide 5x. Negative 15x divide 5x. So, negative 15 divided by 5, that's negative 3. X divided by x, same variable and then same exponent, simply cancel this out. So that would be negative 3. close parenthesis. So once again, class, you can always double check your answer, class, by distributive property. 5x times 2x, that would be 10x squared. 5x times negative 3, that would be negative 15x. So therefore, you factor it out correctly. Same, class. So this will be 5x parenthesis 2x minus 3. Alright, so this is the answer on the numerator. We factor this out over divide 5x. Alright, and then we can just simply divide this one. 5x divided by 5x, simply cancel this out. So 5x divided by 5x, simply cancel this out. So therefore, class, our answer, that would be 2x minus 3. All set. All set, class. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 5. That would be 2x minus 3. All set. Alright, so we're down to the last two examples. So let's have example number 6. Alright, so example number 6, our given, we have 3x minus 9 over 6. So you factor this out, 3 and negative 9. So we have 3x and then 9. So what would be the greatest common factor with regards to the number? Yup, there would be 3, right? We can divide 3 by 3. We can also divide 9 by 3. So the greatest common factor, that's only 3. Now for the variable, since this 9 doesn't contain any variable, so therefore we cannot factor out the variable. So that's only the number. And then put open parenthesis and then simply divide this one. 3x divide 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then simply copy x. There would be 1x or x. So this is x and then negative 9. This one. Negative 9 divide 3. Negative divided by positive is negative. 9 divided by 3, that would be 3. So that would be negative 3. Alright, so once again, class, always double check your answer by distributive property. 3 times x, that would be 3x. 3 times negative 3, that would be negative 9. Yup, you factor it out correctly. So this will be 3 parenthesis x minus 3 over 6. Alright, so next step, class, can we divide? Okay, can we divide 3 by 6? Can we divide 3 by 6, class? Nope, you can never divide that one, class. 3 divided by 6, you will get a decimal answer. Once again, class, 3 divided by 6 is not the same with 6 divided by 3. This is very different, class. 3 divided by 6, this is 0.5. 6 divided by 3, that would be 2. Okay, once again, class, this is very different, class. 3 divided by 6, you will get a decimal answer. That's 0.5. Okay, once again, class, 3 divided by 6, that would be 0.5. That's 1/2. But 6 divided by 3, that would be equal to 2. So this is very different. Now, question, class, can we divide 3 by 6? Nope, you can never divide it one, class. Next question, can we reduce? Yup, we can reduce. What would be the greatest common factor, class? That's correct. There would be 3, right? We can divide this one by 3. We can divide this one by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3, that would be 2. So this 3 over 6, it will become 1 over 2. 1 over 2. So therefore, our final answer, we have 1 parenthesis x minus 3 over 6. So we can erase 1. Understood that there's 1 here, so you can erase 1. So therefore, our final answer, that would be equal to, so we can remove the parenthesis. That would be x minus 3 over 6. Over 2, sorry, over 2. Okay, once again, class, over 2. This 3 becomes 1 and then this 6 becomes 2. So that would be over 2. So over 2. All set. All set, class. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 6. So last example, class, example number 7. Alright, so we're down to the last example, class, example number 7. So our given, we have 6x squared plus 12x. Denominator, that would be 3x plus 9. Alright, so factor out the numerator. So 6x squared plus 12x. What would be the greatest common factor of 6 and 12? That's correct, that would be 6, right? And then for the variable, select the variable with the least exponent. So that would be x raised to the power of 1, or that would be simply x. Once again, class, we select 6. Because we can divide 6 by 6, we can also divide 12 by 6. So therefore, the greatest common factor, that would be 6. And then for the variable, select the variable with the least exponent. So that would be x raised to the power of 1, or that would be equal to x. And then simply divide 6x squared, divide 6x. 6 divided by 6 is 1. X squared divided by x, that would be x raised to the power of 1. Subtract the exponent. 2 minus 1 is 1, or simply copy x. So we can erase 1 here and then 1. That's okay. Understood that there's 1 here. Coefficient of 1 and then exponent of 1. So 1x raised to the power of 1 is just the same with x. So this will be 6x multiplied by x. Alright, and then 12x divides 6x. 12x divides 6x. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Simply cancel x, same variable and then same exponent, simply cancel. So that would be 2. So positive 2. Once again, class, you can always double check your answer by distributive property. 6x times x, that would be 6x squared. 6x times positive 2, that would be positive 12x. Yup, you will have the same answer. So therefore, this will be 6x parentheses x plus 2. Alright, so over. Alright, and then for the denominator, we have 3x plus 9. Alright, so what would be the greatest common factor of 3 and 9? That's correct, that would be 3, right? We can divide 3 by 3. We can also divide 9 by 3. And then for the variable, since 9 doesn't contain any variable, so that's only 3. Alright, so once again, class, we cannot factor out the variable because this 9 doesn't contain any variable. So our greatest common factor, that's only 3. And then simply divide this one, 3x, divide 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Simply copy x, that would be 1x, or we can just simply write x. And then 9 divide 3, 9 divide 3, that would be equal to 3. So that would be positive 3. Alright, so this will be, once again, 3, open parentheses, x plus 3. So once again, class, you always double check your answer by distributive property. 3 times x, so 3 times x, that would be 3x. 3 times 3, that would be positive 9. Yep, you will have the same answer. Now question, is this our final answer? Once again, class, we cannot cancel x plus 2 and then x plus 3 because these are different. Okay, if this is x plus 2, we can cancel this out. Now, since this is x plus 3, therefore we cannot cancel this out. Now, how about the 6x and then this 3, class? Can we divide 6 by 3? Yup, 6 divided by 3, that would be equal to 2. Once again, class, we can divide this one. 6 divided by 3, that would be equal to 2. So 2, copy x, parentheses x plus 2 over x plus 3. That's it, class. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 7. Once again, class, do not divide this one because you can never divide this one, class. Okay, once again, class, you can never divide this one. So you can put parentheses here for you not to be confused. That's it, class. All set. That's the answer, class, with regards to example number 7. Alright, so how about you try this one, class, and then you put your answer on the comment section down below. Let me check, class, if you really understand our topic. So we have 2 examples. So you try this one, and then you put your answer, class, on the comment section down below. Once again, class, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.